Guys, I don't know how to even say this, but the Lord has put it in my spirit to just put out here that there are so many Christians, so many believers that are just not going to make it. You're not going to make it in these last days. And the reason why many of you will not make it, this is not for everybody, but it's the fact that after God has revealed some things to you, you're still right there. After God has shown you the way, He's given you a way out, He's revealing things to you, you still are questioning the things that He has told you. You're still questioning the things that the uncovering. So you're making your own choices. You're making your own choices, but you're still crying out, God, why? Because you're still there. You're fearful because you don't trust God. You trust more in that person, the individual, the situation, that you will stay in mess. You'll stay in a situation that's not good for you. Some of you, understandably, and as I've addressed in the past through a previous word, is that that's where you live. These are your parents. This is where you're at right now. You don't have the funds or the finances to be able to do it. And God is saying, okay, God says, be still. I will make a way. Remain faithful, remain respectful, all of the above, right? And I will make a way. But when that way comes, you need to move. But there's some of you, you have the resources, the abilities and everything, but what paralyzes you is fear. And fear is going to keep you in a lot of things. Some of you, you know the relationships. You are with someone, you're in a ungodly soul tie. You're in a relationship where this is not even a spouse, but you continue to stay there, but you continue to complain about things. That's because you're connected to somebody that is tied to darkness. God is saying many of His children will not make it. And it's simply not just when He comes back, but when you have your last breath, you're not going to a place of rest, because many are walking in willful disobedience to Him. Willful disobedience. You will obey what you know than to obey the voice of God. You will obey what you're familiar with than to obey the voice of God, to obey what He's telling you to do. You will obey religion than to obey the voice of God. God is saying He's not going to keep calling you and calling you and calling you and calling you. At some point, you will not hear His voice anymore. And He will let you become what it is that you seem to trust more and desire more. So He'll leave you there where you're at. Because my brothers and sisters, something that we have to realize, there are people who are hungering and thirsting for righteousness and wanting to do the things of God and willing to do it even unto death. So while there are some of you that's sitting there in the comforts of your home, in the comforts of your condominium, your house, you have choices, there's someone who's hungry for Him that will do the work that you will not. Many have taken the grace and mercy of God as like it is optional, of course, but you have mistaken who God is. You have mistaken God greatly as someone that you can just do what you like to. Rather, you need to see it as you're getting that much grace and mercy because God knows the judgment that will come. So He gives you an opportunity, ample opportunity. Because when He gets ready to bring judgment, He will not be swayed. God is saying so many of His children, those who say that they are His children, those who's claiming to know the Lord, will not see His face. At least they won't see His face the way they think. They will hear, depart from me. Remember, he's not going to be impressed. Matthew 7. Read Matthew chapter 7, begin in verse 21 and 22, or go up to 20 through 22. And he says, not everybody that says, Lord, Lord, is going to enter in the kingdom of heaven. Not everybody that's saying, Lord, Lord, down is going to enter in. There's a lot of people that's singing, Lord, Lord, Lord. No, you ain't going nowhere. And he says, there's people that's going to stand before him and say in that day, the day of judgment, that's going to say, Lord, didn't we prophesy? Didn't we cast out devils and demons in your name? That means you can still do all that, because that's a gift that he gave you. Oh my gosh. He's going to say, depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. Because you can do all that and still practice lawlessness. You could do all that and still hate somebody. You can do all that and still go prophesy and cast out devils and go lay in somebody else's bed. That's not your own, and you're not supposed to be there. You can do all these great things and still go home and unpause the porn. God is calling us to complete surrender. God is saying, it's me or the world. That's it. God is not accepting this middle thing that people want to give to him. You got to realize God don't need us. God don't need me, and God certainly don't need you. God don't need us. But he's given us an opportunity. But people do the Lord just like how they will do that really nice guy, that really nice girl, right? What do people do with people that's nice? Remember the term they say, nice guys finish last? Why? Because it's a tendency for humans, not all, okay, to take advantage of and mistreat people that are nice. But they will be patient and kind to those that's kicking their teeth in. So people do the same. Oh, the Lord has mercy and grace. You begin to question God and wave your hand in his face and turn your back and whatever. And you, okay, keep doing that, guys. Keep doing that. But I hear the Lord saying, many who are claiming to be Christians, many who are claiming to be believers of the Lord, many are claiming to be followers of God. He's saying they will not see heaven, but will in fact be in eternal damnation because they refuse to obey him. And those of you, you're in your situation and God is trying to get you out. God is trying to get you out. Some of you, you've had the opportunity. He has removed you from the person. You moved back. The person left. You called them and worked your way back. Some of you had to beg this man or woman to come back, and they came back. You keep going into these situations. You keep going into these churches where you're being disrespected, where people's basically like throwing egg on your face. They're doing you wrong. They're hampering your ministry. They're tearing up your home, your family, and you're staying right there because you have nowhere else to go. How is this possible with a God that we serve? God is about to let many of you have the things that you desire, the things that you have disobeyed him for over and over again, because he says, listen, there's someone that wants to do the work. There's someone who is willing. And not only that, the work that you see, there's something you are supposed to do. And see, when you sit there not getting it done, it's sitting there. So guess what? There's someone that's going to step in and get the job done. Choose you this day whom you're going to serve. This is the word of the Lord today.